Greetings, friends. My name is Duncan Moeeketse from South Africa. I'm the founder of Global Developmental Core, which is an organization inspiring the next generation of leaders to be social partners and to act locally, thinking globally. I'm delighted to be part of community championships. Our organization seeks to apply a participatory process, especially for the vulnerable groups of the society, in the realization of the Millennium Developmental Goals. Now, we hope to do this through a promotion of public participation, building partnerships, and capitalizing on the diverse contribution, innovation, pragmatic energies of different stakeholders of the society. I believe we can only reach the MDGs if AIDS is defeated. MDG 6, Target 7, hopes to have halted and begun the reverse of the spread of HIV/AIDS by 2015. This can only be a reality if we work together as a unit. While South Africa has made a momentous progress towards achieving most of the MDGs, including those for poverty, mother-to-child HIV transmission, and child mortality, the prospect of achieving the MDGs for HIV remains elusive as the number of new infections grows annually, and there's a little sign of a significant decline. Now, the majority of new infections still continues to grow from key populations readily classified by the high-risk behavior, primarily men having sex with men due to epidemiology and biology. Now, we all know that maintaining a healthy population should be the priority of each and every nation, but this becomes a mammoth task for a population where about 11% thereof is estimated to be HIV positive, and people between 15 to 49 age groups have HIV. Now, this causes a burden and enormous pressure on the health system as well as the economy of the country. Now, HIV and AIDS cuts across many health and social concerns. To date, much attention has been afforded to people who are not living with HIV, and most programming exclude those who are already infected, and the most vulnerable or most at risk populations of the society are still marginalized in terms of relevant resources and facilities, where most efforts are directed to the prevention of new infections. That is the heterosexual population. They are taken care of. Now, my project aims to achieve the following. We need to prevent the spread of HIV by providing access of appropriate and meaningful information, by raising awareness and encouraging discussions through a series of campaigns prioritizing the most vulnerable populations, such as the MSM and the people who are already positive. Now, we need to also change the passive culture among young people and other members of the key population by making them to learn to secure their existence in the social economic environment of the country and to build their active role in future leaderships. We also need to build stakeholder partnerships between AIDS agencies and organizations representing the target groups, by developing the use of media to prevent HIV and to promote stakeholder HIV measures and initiatives and so forth. Now, there is much that can be done and that must be done to enable expanded involvement of the civil society at all levels, and to raise national awareness and to sensitize our young people as well as the key populations. There is a need to identify mechanisms to help expand the flow of information to as many communities as possible, to strengthen the role of the key populations that are most vulnerable. And that's what we're trying to achieve. We are actually aiming to contribute towards those objectives. Now, our ultimate goal is to help the communities to contribute towards the achievement of Target 7 of MDG 6. Now, because the key populations affected by HIV are not homogeneous, we need to understand that greater investment should be made to empower new and emerging vulnerable groups, and large-scale interventions should be sought to create a generational shift. Young people are the drivers of the pandemic and should be afforded a practical opportunity to halt the spread of the disease and prevention of new ones. Now, there is a need to scale up reproductive and sexual health programming to combat early childbearing and to reduce STIs and HIV infections. Now, there is a need for a well-planned and well-implemented integrated programs considering the heterogeneity of the populations most at risk, including sex workers as well as injecting drug users. We need to reduce stigma and discrimination through education. And education will also allow us the cost-effective means of HIV prevention, because the more our people are educated, the more they will be sensitized about various issues and accepting people who are different from them and embracing diversity. And efforts should also be put on interventions building on existing programs and services without duplicating efforts and wasting resources. And we also need to sensitize the communities of their rights by applying right-based approaches in all our interventions. Now, my hope is that this application of this integrated approach and an inclusive process will break down the barriers, and it will also ensure that we shy away from quick fix project-based solutions and that we work towards addressing the complexities of the developmental challenges facing our world today. Now, thank you so much for listening to me. I am looking forward to partnering with you in achieving this MDGs and building on a just and a sustainable world. Thank you very much.